So the third thing I want you to appreciate in this process, and we're getting to teaching you how to design questions because that's where all the leverage is, right? It's a constraint. It's going to help reshape the way you think, build different systems, new results. Part of the trick is we're giving you fresh eyes, and fresh eyes is really about insights, right? See into something. So you're getting fresh insights. If you want to reboot your business, the starting place is going to have some fresh insights about what you want to accomplish along with the challenges you're facing. So there are three things that you want to keep in mind when you're formulating your questions and then formulating your answers and rebooting your business. And that is simply the ideas of elements, answers, and decisions. Okay? So you want to see the elements. And the elements are really the pieces, if you want to think of it that way. So the elements, just like in our universe, it's made of the elements, and the elements are combined in lots of different ways to make all the stuff around us. So when you understand elements, that when you ask questions and you're wanting to use these questions to give you fresh eyes in a reboot, you want to look at the different pieces of what you're looking at. It could be different aspects of your business. It could be the different aspects of what a client might want. It may be the different pieces of a financing issue. So any of those things break down into their actual component parts. And you want to appreciate those as you just look at them. There's not much else to do with them. It's kind of like Apollo 13 when they bring all the junk on the ship and they dump it in a room on a table and it's just the stuff, and they basically were saying this is what we have to work with, and we've got to make this thing filter the air this way. And that was the starting place. So those pieces they had to work with just needed to be in their mind. They didn't need to understand them or do anything with them. They just simply needed to know that what they were looking at was what they had to work with. And so one of the things you want to do when you look with fresh eyes using these questions is you're going to want to look at just the pieces, what you have to work with. The second thing is the fresh eyes that happen when you question properly is you get answers. And that's plural for a reason, because you might get a variety of them. Some are more useful than others. But the fresh eyes give you a way to look at things in a fresh, entirely fresh way. So as soon as you're trying to figure out how to make something work, and having a question that you're asking to get in a new direction, just like a question about, glass breaks, can't you do something about that? Moving in that direction to asking a question, how do we keep glass from breaking? Or how do we keep glass from breaking when used for cooking? Or how do we make this cheap enough, the process, to be able to sell it? And so you keep going, and what happens is it allows you to see a second or a third or a fourth best answer. Because a lot of what we do is we get stuck in our heads only seeing some of the elements. We get stuck in our heads thinking we already know an answer. And instead of doing that, what I'm inviting you to do, if you want to reboot, new level of thinking, it's going to come from a new question. The new question is going to generate a new answer or answers every time. And by the way, that then, when you have that, at some point you've got to decide, right? So when you look at the answers that you're facing, or the possibilities ahead of you, one of the things you're going to want to do is realize that just thinking about something doesn't mean you're going to do it. And if you're the kind of person that, boy, when I think it, I do it, you should stop that, because that's interfering with you doing what I call imagination work before your reality work. This is imagination work. This is where the reboot begins. It's all the leverage. Because when you think through the options and then come to a place where you literally decide that's what we're going to do, well, you're able in a fresh way to see a decision that you simply didn't have in front of you before. And that ability is going to be what sets in motion the solution, which is the very thing you hope for. So I go through all this, and I want to tell you, they're just simply a few steps you want to appreciate before I show you how to form, how to build, how to design your own unique questions to give yourself this leverage on a reboot.